morning, fellow zombies. This is a zombie from Roseman, California. This is the 16th of October, isn't it? It's a Saturday morning. It's 7:21 in the morning. I can't even barely see out of my damn glasses. Says here, say goodbye. So you guys took notice of the video I posted out there concerning about something I saw on CNN. And this is also going to be set up between them anyway. Some things just usually have a burr up my ass. And I just don't understand why people are acting the way they do. Yes, they're not too idiots. Want to live a more foul mouth and language littered. I want to use it that way. And the other one kind of professorly and fatherly and abstract and absent-minded. Perhaps, let's see if I can say this thing right to people. What's the correct words for them? Don't treat them as individuals. Don't treat them as flock. Don't treat them as sheep. Just treat them as people. Unfortunately, we have a problem with that these days. Including media, social media. We have to drive people frenzy. We have to drive them crazy with our words, with our actions, with our deeds, and our attitudes. And we're getting to do that on the air, can't we? Clear out the throat, clear out the junk in ourselves. No, we can't do that. It's not allowed. It's not allowed to be human. We're not allowed to be human. We have to be something else. We have to be the guys yelling and screaming our heads off at people. We have to come up with fictional tales left and right of how things are supposed to be. Because if they don't follow this damn thing, we're not going to get our ratings, we're not going to get our numbers, we're not going to get our followers. We want to feed the ego, feed the beast as much as possible. My God. What the hell are we doing to ourselves these days? And I would have to ask myself the same question for me. Why do I do this? I've tried to go every which way I knew. A lot of tuning videos that people just hardly ever watch. I don't promote. I don't song and dance people into watching my melodrama. I don't tell people what's, do this and you'll do that. Do this and I'll have this. Do this and I have to come up with something of a fishing lure. Okay, let's mark on. No, I have to be a certain way, shape, or form, a certain fashion. I have to be publicly crafted in a way where either I get the people's attention or I absolutely piss them off. And I'm coming across as like myself. I talk too damn much. I talk too damn much because I got a lot of things on my mind. I got a lot of things to say. I got a lot of things to cover again and again. I sound like a damn college professor. Probably I am. Maybe I can be one. My later years. Because I'm delivering information to people and they're like, So yeah. Maybe I'd be good as an instructor. Maybe I should have been good as an instructor 30 plus years ago, but I wasn't. If people actually watched the videos I've had, they would understand part of me and why I do these things in the first place, and why I'm coming across sometimes like this, to talk to people like this, to talk to people. Sometimes to help my own memory out, but also to communicate. Because I notice that a lot of people don't actually understand what communication is all about. Oh, they can chit-chat like crazy, but is that it? Next thing I know, they're getting into a damn fight because something was said or missaid or not said. And then all hell breaks loose. So that really doesn't help much, does it? Especially when you're trying to cover a topic and you think you feel so heated about it. You have to feel so heated and passionate about it. You feel so heated and passionate about it that you want to skull thump people over it. Take your cane and go, you're going to listen to me. And if you're not going to listen to me, you're going to listen to me anyway. Because I got this cane over here and I'm going to do something with it. Alright? What's it mean? What does this mean? Look at the crazy face, look here. I'm going to do something to you. You got to listen to me. You got to listen to me. I put on social media. I put on regular media. This is what I'm seeing. People's reactions and overreactions, and unfortunately they do not know how to talk. But they know how to argue, attack, counterattack, repel, defend, more counterattacking. What are we playing? War games here? We're playing war games of our ideas and our idealism and our wars. Do we honestly understand what communication is all about? I mean, here I am, trying to be an educated schmuck. And a slum. It looks like a schlemiel. And I'm trying to talk to people. I have a hard time trying to talk to people originally outside. Because I hardly have anybody else coming over to me or just wanting to have a conversation of some sort. Very rare does it actually happen. And if they actually know me, then we can try actually having some kind of conversation of something, of some sort. And here it comes tricky, because now we got to figure out the ground rules without saying the ground rules. Because we're afraid of stepping on each other's toes. Now, if we know the person, if we are well acquainted with this person, perhaps we understand it more. But when you're talking about a complete stranger, it's that's a different story altogether, because you don't know what the hell you're getting. I don't know what the hell I'm getting these days. Except I know some of the people around here don't like conversation with me. It goes over their heads. I think two big thoughts. I watch all this stuff happening. I react. My way of writing things down is recording things left and right. I'm bored of living crap out of people when I do these things. Simply put, I live a boring life. "30 years working my ass off, and before that, being a smart-ass student who didn't know his ass from a hot rock and scared of his own shadows, scared of anybody else's shadow, scared of life, and yet I'm supposed to live it. Right after school, I get tossed into the college system over here, partially of my own design and partially of my mother's design at this point over here, and life saying, yes, Johnny, you will do this. I'm like, why am I doing this? Because, Johnny, you need to do this. Nobody gave me a free ride. I had to do part-time jobs just to get the money to pay for college tuition during that time in the books. And keep the jobs as necessary as possible, as long as possible. So I didn't have that look in my mother's face all the damn time. Saying, Johnny, are you doing something good? No, Mom, I'm still going to school. Okay. You still working? Yes, Mama, I'm still working. Good. Once in a great while, she'll have that attitude the rest of the time. She knows I'm studying fine. But I didn't study hard enough as I should. You guys have seen the videos, you know, 2.5 years, done. And 30 years of working my ass off, full-time work. Either that or be homeless. I chose to work my ass off. So here I am. 30 years plus years later, things have taken a toll on me, both physical and mental health, to where I am disabled. And I need to do something more with my life. That's why I go back to school to learn, to get the basics I should have gotten a long time ago. No, I'm not turning on the damn pause on this shit. I've seen other people do that because they don't want to be disturbing the video or the continuity. Me, I'm doing it because this is real life. Deal with it. This is what I have to deal with early in the morning. I got a coffee, get that junk out before I get into another dialogue or monologue. Get into a log anyway. That's going to be hurting right there, especially around the lower area. What an image. Things to say that are inappropriate in the mornings, especially at a log, especially something that's may or may not be posted out there. And because I keep the language almost barely clean enough, and not being worse than a salty sailor's language, my brother would used to call it decades ago. I keep the language clean, I'm able to post. If not, I'm lucky enough I actually get the damn thing off the I'm lucky enough I still salvage the thing or not. And my way of communicating to people is just trying to be simple, honest, and basic, okay? But without looking like a real dirtbag thinking he doesn't understand English. Well, even for a foul-mouthed son of a bitch like I am on some occasions, I can use the F-bombs, it's plenty, but it doesn't mean I'm uneducated. It's just I choose to use language that's of shock value. That's the thing. That's the thing. Even for some of those who think they are unintelligent, they may be intelligent enough to use their wits necessary to shock the living crap out of you by, I'm going to use all these damn languages on you. Not even saying it, but they'll just use it on you. And therefore making you react and act in their way, in their function. Now, I have also suggested out there, you follow your own guts, you follow your own mental processes, you follow your heart, you follow your own logic. You don't follow someone else's. You be you. It's the only way you can be. I be me. I don't follow someone else's logic. I'm not sheep. I'm black sheep. Now, why would I say that? Without going into a history lesson concerning about where the damn thing came from, and I don't know where the hell the damn thing came from, or if it has any racial connotations at this point over here. Suffice it to say that if you are part of a group, if you're part of a family, if you're part of an entity, get this damn thing off of here first. You are part of the sheep. Can I get this thing off? I mean, will it piss you off? Sometimes it gets a little uncomfortable doing this one, especially when doing these dialogues here. So, here we go. Not bad for a cripple. So you're sheep. You follow the sheep. You follow the other sheep, and you're in a flock. And you're being led by one schmuck or another schmuck. Now, how is it that from one particular point of view, you can't follow this one because you're considered part of the sheep, and yet, if you happen to follow that particular schmuck, you're also part of that particular sheep over here, so you can't be part of that flock. But you're part of this flock, but you can't be part of this flock because you're told not to be part of this flock because you follow this flock. So you have to be part of this flock, and then you're considered being part of a flock, but you can't be part of a flock because the other schmuck who just talked you into it is telling you to be part of it. Is anybody making sense out of this damn shit in the first place? Because here comes the language. Here comes the language. I mean, how many for decades we've been listening to shock jocks and radio mongers out there. Am I trying to tell you one way or another to think about this way? Or think about this way? Because you have to, because that's what they're telling you. They're yelling, they're screaming, they're jumping up, and whatever they're doing. The political pundits and wannabe social misfits and outcasts at this point over here don't give a shit about you, only give a shit about their own ratings. Why should they give a fuck about you? They don't give a fuck about me. They don't care about them fucking selves. And yet, when they make themselves publicly known in visual aspects, they're trying to make themselves into a superstar. An incident makes one guy humble and he gets it on video where he's getting his ass torn apart with his family there. And then you have the other people who have been torn apart by this guy's mouth, supporting and defending him. Now granted, having someone berate you like that in person is one thing. But you're going to be doing this as a career of attacking and attacking and attacking and attacking. Forcing people to think about a long way over here, and you're telling them that they're sheep. And they have to follow you, turning themselves into sheep. Or are they goats? Or are they black sheep? Now, what I said about black sheep a while ago, black sheep are supposed to be the odd man out. They don't quite fit in. So they're kind of shoved out a little bit in the edges. Usually they're rams. They're not the docile sheep. They're not moldable. They're not posable. They're not whatever they are trying to be. No, they're not. And that's the issue, isn't it? That's an issue right there. So, I've been called sheep. And I go back to them, bah! Call me black sheep. Because I don't follow you. I don't follow the other guys that I'm familiar and acquainted with and may agree with what they're saying. But it doesn't mean I'm completely obedient and loyal. I have my own thoughts and my own feelings about it. So I don't exactly follow the plan. What we've been accustomed concerning about sheep is what we understand about sheep farmers and also the stories we've been told. And yes, we are going to cross that threshold a bit here. And for some of us who actually believe in the spiritual, who actually understand the stories in our own teachings that we've had throughout the years of our lives, that we're told that there are certain shepherds out there who have kept watch over their flocks and protected them like crazy. And we've used them as our sources of strength, because the shepherds were supposed to be watching and also going after the lost sheep. And when they find their lost sheep, they bring it back into the fold, and everyone's supposed to be celebrating about that one. But for others, they look at it as a sign of weakness. They look at it as a sign of weakness. Because sheep are docile. They don't fight back. They don't bite back. I know a few sheep with a few horns on them actually did bite back. So that's why I don't stick my hands out to anybody. They're afraid I might get bitten by someone. In case of lockjaw or tetanus. That's all I need. I don't follow someone else's guides unless I know and I'm sure that I can. And I'm sure as hell not going to be following a damn circus clown either. Follow me, and I'm going to yell and scream my head off left and right because I can. I'm going to get you the attention necessary. I'm going to act like a fool. And you will love it. You will love me for it. You will worship me for it. Because I'm the fool and I'm the idiot. I'm the court jester. Everybody loves the court jester. Even the king and the queen would love the court jester as long as he continues to please the audience and please his royalty. Sorry, I don't deal with that kind of crap. So I haven't been able to please anybody these days. That's why I haven't been able to deal with anybody these days. I'm my own person. You don't like it? That's not nothing. So the only thing I can honestly try to explain to people today is not to be a sheep, or it's okay to be sheep. It's up to you. What do you think and what do you feel and how are you around those who are trying to get your attention, to thinking that they know better and that their own ego is running wild and not producing something that actually honestly makes sense? Instead of all this hatred and vitriol and all this kind of crap coming out, saying you have to hate the other guy. They're the ones dividing you at this point over here. Stand with us. Stand with us. Give me a break. Give me a break. Stand with yourself. Stand by yourself. Stand alone if you have to. Stand up to what you think and what you feel and what you know. And the hell with everybody. That's what I've been doing these days. It's hard enough when I have to listen to someone else's vitriol all the damn time, thinking these guys are full of shit. When Rush Limbaugh finally passed away, I'm like, thank God. I didn't cry. I didn't feel sorry for the bastard. Or I figured he'd earned a spot in hell. You're going to be producing that much crap on people. You've got your own audience down below waiting to celebrate your ass. I wasn't. I had been on that bandwagon before. A long time ago. There was a radio show, talk show guy. Been out there for about a decade or less. There have been a couple of guys out there I listened to while I was working at different jobs. One was local and the other one was national. The local guy, well, he was alright. I mean, I spoke with him a couple of times. Yeah, not bad for him. Not bad for a local guy. But the national guy I had to deal with. And no, this wasn't Rush. But another Rush Limbaugh looked like. Trying to get his points out there. He's not conservative. He's not this. He's not that. He's just him. And he sounded like Rush sometimes. So when I was trying to make some points across to him, and the only way I could ever reach this guy was to Kilroy the guy. I understand back in the earliest 20th century, World War I, World War II, the character with a big face with the nose hanging off the damn board, actually the wall, and the hands like this. Big schnoz hanging over the wall. Big eyes. Domed head. Long fingernails. Or maybe he's got stubby fingernails. Maybe he's a little more smaller, but he's like this. There are ways of turning Kilroy into different characters and in different formats if one knows how to do that, and if one's artistic enough. And at the time I thought it was. But I also wanted to create a story. So I draw up a few panels, send it over to the guy, and no, I'm no cartoonist. That's for damn sure. I lost some of that work. Actually, I lost a lot of that work a long time ago. But I sent it over to him, and it pissed him off enough. He said it was childish, so I sent him another one. Yeah, I did. I hear it was childish or not. I was trying to get a point across. But this is what happens when you're judgmental on a lot of things, and you're only psyched for whatever kind of communications that you're getting because your ego's running it. The reason why you do all those communications on the radio and on media these days, a lot of them, is you want the damn attention. Now, I have tried to say, and I've tried to explain, that I'm not here to gather followers. If I do, okay. If I get subscribers, fine. A lot of people are worried about getting enough subscribers or getting any people watching. And it seems like I'm using all of my channel for an arc of information, and that's all it is. Yes. My own information about how to think, about how I'm living life, how I'm dealing with life. And the reason why I keep referring back over to my videos is because it shows the progression of how I've been dealing with life before and after I've lost family. And also lost my mind. The cane is not for show, the cane is for usage at this point. Several years ago, I had a tire fall on my face. Dropped on my face, actually. Danner died. Had medical and mental health issues afterwards. Documented. Disabled now. But I wanted to do something with my life. I wanted to do something positive. And some days, I was actually doing that. Until I lost my brother back in 2018. I already had completed about 3.5 years of college. And my brother and I were happy about it until I saw my brother's health deteriorating. And he made me a promise. He made me promise it. I was grimacing like crazy, and I also promised him back to counter it. If I have to drop school again and take care of you, I will, because that's my job as a baby brother. I did. His health got worse. Sometimes I had to spend, and other times I had to keep going. But when he died, I had to take some time off from school. Take time off from college to take care of things at home. Real life hitting left and right, and not the time to grieve or deal with pain. It's been 3 years since he's passed. And I have to deal with the pain, I have to deal with the memories of the holidays. The main reasons why I deal with all these videos left and right is, besides talking about topics for today, it's also talking about topics I'm going through. Maybe somehow people who are going through something similar can identify with it, relate with it, understand. Maybe other people can actually understand that as well. That mental health is just as bad as physical health is. And if you are going to be getting that screwed up in the head, you got to get over it. I keep trying to tell people this one, and yet I'm a hypocrite. I'm a hypocrite. I'll say that again, I'm a hypocrite. Because I kept feeling the medical establishment put me in this damn situation in the first place. I dare say it. I know throughout my life, they've been trying to poke, prod, turn me into a damn piece of meat left and right. And no wonder I had a disposition against the medical establishment. One doctor, without all the information that could have helped me out when I needed it the most wasn't there. He didn't have it. And I damn near got killed over it. I damn near killed myself over it. So I'm distrustful of doctors, of medical establishments, of pharmaceuticals. That scares me. It scares me. Because the same medications that might help me out might also give me cause for harm. And I'm not willing for that. But they're supposed to help prevent it. And I'm not willing to do that just yet either. So it makes me the bigger fool and bigger idiot at this point. Why don't I trust them? Because I've got too much hang-ups right now as it is. I've got too many excuses at this point not to. I know my health is important to me. I know my health is the only main thing right now I've got left. What's left of it anyway. I'm just trying to get through life right now as it is. I don't need somebody else's aggravation. I don't need somebody else jumping up and down, telling me what I should do or how to live their way. I'm like, no, I'm living my way. Of course, my brother probably shaking and slapping his head left and right saying, stop emulating me. Do what you is. Yeah, I'm trying to do, but you're not letting me do it, schmuck. No, because you're doing me. Yeah, look how fine you did. At least you listened to the doctors half the time in the first place. You went to the doctors. Yeah, I didn't. And yet, at 4 years old, there was doctors who actually saved my ass. And a lot of help from above. And I still blame the doctors for it. It's how my brain worked. The point I'm trying to make, even some of the mistakes that we make, even some of the decisions we make, they have a cost. They have a price. Either we're going to be listening to our own damn selves inside that's jumping up and down saying, listen to me, or else we're going to be listening to some other schmuck that's going to be jumping up and down saying, listen to me. You're both sheep anyway. Which is the better shepherd and which isn't? I'm still trying to decide that one.